Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the topic I-section girders, uniform and non-uniform bending, cantilever, also derivation regarding cantilever. First one, I-section girders. A girder is a support beam which is used in the construction process. It is the main horizontal support of a structure which supports the smaller beams also. Girders often have an I-beam cross section. It has a I-beam cross section composed of a two load bearing planks. It consists of a two planks. This horizontal part, which is indicated as planks, also it consists of a which is separated by a stabilizing web. Here this is the web part. This vertical portion is taken as a web. The girders also have a box shape or Z shape or in other form also. A girder is commonly used to build bridges. It is mainly used for constructing bridges. Here I-section girders or I-beam, also called the H-beam. It is also called as a H-beam because it is in the shape of H or I, or it is also known as a wide beam, W beam, also universal beam, UB. The I-beam consists of two horizontal plane. Here I-beam, it consists of two horizontal planes, that is known as planks, which is connected by here two planks which is connected by one vertical component, that is taken as a web. The shape of the planks and the web which creates an I or H cross, I or H cross section. The most I-beam use the structural steel, but some are made from the aluminium, which is created by the iron or aluminium. The following figure shows the I-section figure. If girder is supported at its end, it's bent under its own weight. The depression at the center is given by the expression y is equal to mg LQ divided by 4y B dq, where y is the depression at the center of the I-section girders, where capital letter Y, which is the Young's modulus of the material, where L is the length of the girder, and B is the breadth of the girders, then D is the depth of the girders. Also, due to the depression, the upper part of the beam above the neutral surface that will contrast, while those below the external. Hence, stress is maximum on the lower or upper surface of the girders. Therefore, the upper and the lower surface, if the beam must be stronger than the intervening part. Here, the upper and lower surface of the beam that must be a strong as compared to this part, web part. The two surfaces of the girders or iron nails are made much broader than the rest of it. Here the two surface of the girder, that is plank part, that must be a broader or wider that compared to this web part, which gives its cross section of the shape of the letter I in this manner. The material will be saved without appropriately imparting its strength. This is we have seen in the railway tracks. This is about the I section girders. The next, uniform and non-uniform bending. In uniform bending, every element of the beam is bent with the same radius of curvature. The beam is loaded uniformly on its both ends. The bent beam forms an arc of the circle. This bending is known as a uniform bending. In case of uniform bending, every element of the beam is bent with the same radius of curvature. Then beam is loaded uniformly on its both ends. Here beam is bent with uniformly on its both ends. Then bent beam which forms a shape, forms the arc shape. Then bending, this bending is known as a uniform bending. In case of non-uniform bending, if suppose beam is not produce any arc of the circle, which is known as a non-uniform bending. Next, cantilever. A cantilever is a rigid structural element that extends horizontally, and is supported at only one end, that is, it is a beam with fixed horizontally at one end, and loaded at the other end. Here load will be applied at the other end. Here cantilever loaded at the free end. Here cantilever that must be loaded at the free end. The weight of the beam itself produces a no bending. Cantilever becomes a popular structural form with the introduction of the steel and reinforced concrete. They are used extensively in building constructions. Here mainly it is used in the building construction purpose. Here cantilever construction can be used in the bridge building for crossing the large spans. The advantages of the cantilever is, the main advantages of cantilever is they are easy to place, also they look natural, a cheaper and alternatable, also their longevity makes them attractive, they are less invasive, and in addition to cantilever bridges, they are reversible, which is about the cantilever. Here cantilever is a mainly rigid structural element that extends horizontally, and it also supported at only one end. Then weight must be added at the other free end. The weight of the beam, here weight of the beam itself does not produce any bending. The following figure shows the cantilever. Here the one end of the cantilever which is fixed, and in other end the weight or load must be added to this free end. This is the fixed end, this is taken as a free end. Here weight M that must be added to this free end. Here this is taken as a length of the cantilever from this point to this point, which is taken as a length of the cantilever. The next derivation regarding the cantilever. Here let us consider the following figure. Here let us consider following figure. Let AB be the, here AB be the natural or neutral axis, which is taken as AB, which is taken as a natural or neutral axis of the cantilever of length is taken as a L, which is fixed at end A, which is fixed at end A, and also loaded at the end B. The weight must be added at the end B, with weight is taken as a W. Its weight is taken as W, and then the end B is depressed or deflected into the position B dash. Here end B, which is depressed to the position B dash when we apply the external load to this end. When we apply the external load to this end, the end B, which is depressed to take the position as B to B dash. The next neutral axis taken up the position as A to B dash. This is the after we add the loaded to this end, then next neutral axis or natural axis taken as A into B dash, A B dash. Consider a section P. The next consider a section P of the B at a distance x from the fixed point A. At a distance x from the fixed point A. From this point to this point, from A to B, the overall length of the cantilever, which is taken as L. Here from this point to this point, from point A to the end A to the point P, which is taken as a distance x, which is corresponding to this length. Consider a section P of the beam at a distance x from the fixed end A. Due to the applied load W, the moment of the external couple, it act on this section. The momentum of the external couple, it will act on this section P. The bending moment acting on it can be taken as, here a bending moment that can be taken by the expression, here bending moment can be taken as W into P into B dash, where W is the weight applied to the end B. Next P B dash. So we already know that P B dash, which is taken as a L minus X, because we have to consider this portion only, that is P to B dash, which is corresponding to the distance from this point to this point, which is corresponding to the L minus X. Here overall length is taken as L, from this A to P, which is taken as X, so that distance from P to B dash, which is taken as L minus X, which is taken as a bending moment. Here bending moment is the product of the weight, which is taken as W, and distance between these two section, that is P to B dash, which is taken as L minus X. Since the beam is in equilibrium, then bending moment is equal to the Yig by R. Here bending moment which is taken as at the equilibrium state, then bending moment which is taken as a bending moment which is equal to Y into Ig divided by R. We know that Ig, that can be taken as A into K square. Also where R is taken as where R is the radius of curvature of the neutral axis at P. Radius of curvature of the neutral axis at P, where Ig is the geometrical moment of inertia of the section P. The next Y, here capital letter Y, which is the Young's modulus for the material of the beam. The next also we know that Y into Ig is equal to Y into A K square, which is equal to flexural rigidity of the beam, which is taken as flexural rigidity of the beam, which is already studied in the previous section. Then bending moment can be expressed as, here bending moment can be taken as W into L minus x is equal to, in terms of Young's modulus, it can be written as y into ig divided by r. We know that substitute the value of ig is equal to a k square. So bending moment can be taken as w L minus x is equal to y a k square divided by r. This is taken as equation number 1, where r is the radius of the curvature. Since the moment of the load which is increases, the moment of the load that will be increases as we produces towards the fixed end A, that will, here load, when we apply the load, that will be increases as we produces towards the fixed end A. The next, radius of curvature which is different at different points and decreases as we approaches the point A. When the weight that will be approaches the point A, at that time radius of curvature that will be automatically decreases, because the weight that will be approaches towards the distance A or at this fixed end A, so that at that when the weight will be increases, so that the bending of this natural axis or neutral axis that will be automatically increases. So at this distance will be automatically decreases, so that radius of curvature of the bending which is always decreases due to the increase in the applied weight. Next, for a point Q, let us consider a point Q which is at a small distance dx, from a point P. Let us consider a point Q which is at a distance dx from a point P. It is practically in the same as at P, so that arc PQ, here arc PQ, here this is the arc PQ, can be taken as radius into the angle which is made by the arc P into Q dash, here P into Q. So PQ, this arc PQ, that which is equal to, here radius of curvature which is taken as r, product of radius curvature and the angle which is made by the arc PQ, that is taken as a dt. So that r or dx, we know that PQ is equal to, here PQ with the distance which is taken as dx, so PQ which is taken as a dx, therefore PQ which is taken as in this expression as dx, which is equal to r into dt. So r, the radius of curvature, that will be taken as r is equal to dx divided by dt. So equation 1 becomes, then substitute the value of r in equation number 1. So equation 1 becomes w into L minus x is equal to y a k square into dt by dx. We know that r is equal to dx divided by dt, but r is in the denominator term, so that expression become y into a k square into dt by dx. So d theta can be written as, d theta is equal to w into L minus x into dx whole thing divided by y into a k square, that is taken as equation number 2. Then next, we have to draw a tangent to the neutral axis at P and Q. Here we have to draw a tangent to these 2 points P and Q, from P to C, which is the tangent line which is drawn from the point P, which is the tangent line. That's also for point Q, that is QD, which is the tangential line which is drawn from the point Q. we have to draw tangent to the neutral axis at P and Q, which meeting the vertical line through B and B dash in point C and D respectively, at a point C and D respectively. Then the angle subtended by them is taken as a d theta. The angle which is made from these two tangential line, which is taken as a d theta. The next, the radii at P and Q, being perpendicular to these tangential lines. Also, the next, depression of Q, here depression of Q is equal to CD. Depression at Q, which is taken as a CD, at a distance C, which is taken as a dy, which is equal to the smaller depression, which is taken as a dy. Next, dy is equal to, here dy, that is CD, which is corresponding to the CD, which is equal to L minus x. Here L minus x is taken as a radii of curvature for this arc CD. The next, angle made by this arc CD, that is taken as a dt. So dy, smaller depression dy, which is equal to L minus x. Here L minus x for this tangential line. So L minus x into dt. And the next, substitute equation 2, that is d theta, in this equation we get. Here substitute the value of d theta. Next, we obtain the relation as, here dy is equal to L minus x into d theta. We know that from equation 2, d theta is equal to w into L minus x into dx divided by y into ak square. Then substitute the value of d theta in this expression. Next, dy is equal to smaller depression dy is equal to L minus x into w into L minus x into dx divided by y into a k square. And next, L minus x, these two terms are multiplied, then we obtain the relation as dy is equal to w into L minus x whole square into dx divided by y a k square. This is taken as equation number 3. Then next, therefore total depression which is taken as y is equal to, here total depression which is taken as y is equal to b to b dash. Here we consider only a smaller depression part, that is dy. Now we have to consider a total depression part from b to b dash of the loaded end b, below the end a, here below the end a, which is obtained by the integrating above the expression for dy, integrating the above expression, that is dy, integrating that expression dy, that we will get the total depression as y. The next, taking the limits as, here taking the limit as x is equal to 0, from this point x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. L is the total length of the cantilever, where x is equal to 0 to L, which is taken as the limit for this depression, which is the overall length of the cantilever. L is the overall length of the cantilever. Then next, on integrating, we get expression as y is equal to integration taken from 0 to L into dy, which is equal to integration taken from 0 to L. Here dy consists of a w into L minus x whole square into dx divided by y into a k square. And next, w divided by y a k square, which is taken as constant, taken outside from the integration sign. And what is remaining in this is L minus x whole square dx, and that is remaining. So what is the formula for L minus x whole square? That is in the format of a minus b whole square. We know that a minus b whole square formula, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So that in the position of a we have L, in position of b we have x term. So that L minus x whole square, that can be written as L square minus 2Lx plus x square into dx. The next, integrate with respect to x. The next step becomes, here w divided by y k square, that is constant terms, that is same as it is in the previous step. And next here L square into x, integrate with respect to x, these terms becomes L square into x minus 2L into, in place of x differentiate x, so we will get x square divided by 2 plus integrate with respect to x square, that is x cube divided by 3. Next, taking the limit as 0 to L, the next term this expression becomes w divided by y square into, here x, in position of x we have to substitute the value of x is equal to L. So L square into L, that is L cube. The next, already this term consists of a 2L divided by L. So 2 get cancelled. Both here in this term, both numerator and denominator term consist of a 2. So 2 that will be cancelled. So x square, substitute the value of L, x square that will be taken as L square into L, that is L cube. Here this term becomes L cube plus x cube. Instead of x cube we will substitute as L cube divided by 3. L cube divided by 3, here minus L cube plus L cube, that will be cancelled. Then next we will left with the expression as depression expression become, therefore depression y is equal to w, here this bracket term consists of L cube divided by 3. So w L cube divided by 3 into y k square, or here y k square, that will be taken as Ig. So depression y is equal to w L cube divided by 3 into y Ig. This is taken as equation number 4. Then next, therefore free end of the cantilever, is depressed by which is taken as WL cube divided by 3YA k square, or which is equal to WL cube divided by 3Y into Ig. And next, for rectangular cross section, Ig, which is taken as B into D cube divided by 12, where B is the breadth of the rectangular cross section, D is the height of the rectangular cross section. So Ig can be taken as Ig is equal to B into D cube divided by 12. Also weight W is equal to M into G, which is the product of mass and gravity. Then next, therefore depression expression become, here this depression expression that will be written as, where W is equal to M into G. Then next Ig, the expression Ig is equal to, in denominator term consists of Ig is equal to B into D cube divided by 12. Then next, depression y, which is equal to 4 into mg L cube divided by y into B D cube. This is the expression for rectangular cross section.